Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California, just trying to keep the community informed and local government as honest as possible. In this video, we will be going over the August 15th, 2023 City Council meeting agenda and cover some of the staff reports. Members of the public can participate in the meeting via teleconference by calling 520-525-8911. Additionally, the regular meeting will be streamed on YouTube Live. Persons requesting accommodation should contact the Deputy City Clerk at least 24 hours prior to this meeting at 209-394-8041, extension 121. Public comments can be submitted via email at citycouncil@livingstoncity.com. Comments must be received by 2 p.m. on the day of the City Council meeting in order for them to be distributed to the Council prior to consideration of the matter. You will need to provide meeting date, item number, name, email, and comment. Please limit to 300 words or 3 minutes. Please include public comment in the subject for the email. Written comments will not be read aloud at the meeting, but will be reported as received for the record. If you do not receive an acknowledgement of receipt by 4 p.m., please call the City Clerk's office at 209-394-8041, extension 121. Note, this technology is not a guaranteed method. After the Pledge of Allegiance, moment of silence, roll call, and changes to the agenda is citizen comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the City Council on any item not on the agenda and items on the agenda. If you wish to speak on an item on the agenda, please state the item number. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes. In accordance with state meeting laws, no action will be taken by the City Council this evening. As a side note, I wish they would add that no action will be taken by the City Council this evening on items not on the agenda. Next is announcements and reports. The County Supervisor's announcements and reports. City staff announcements and reports, and there is planned a report by the Superintendent of Recreation on an update on the pool, followed by City Manager announcements and reports, City Council members' announcements and reports, and Mayor's announcements and reports. Next, we can see the commissions and committees that Jatinder Mann and Jason Roth belong to, and those of Maria Soto, Gurpal Samra, and Jose Moran. Next is the consent agenda. Items on the consent calendar are considered routine or non-controversial and will be enacted by one vote unless separate action is requested by the city manager or city council member. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of the city council or city manager request that specific items be removed. Waiving of reading of ordinances and resolutions is a standard feature of consent calendars. Next is a resolution approving an agreement between Merced County Association of Governments and the City of Livingston for the administration of the Merced County Multijurisdictional Housing Element Contract. We'll get into that a little bit more when we get to staff reports. Under discussion and potential action items, we have not one, not 2, but 3 requests to waive parks and recreation fees. We'll also get into those a little bit more when we get to the staff reports. Followed by discussion and direction on appointing 2 city council members to attend the Merced County Multi-Jurisdictional Housing Element Update Community Workshop scheduled for Tuesday, August 29th. Next is a discussion and direction on CMAQ applications. That's a sidewalk infill project that they're looking to get money for. Followed by council discussion and consideration on possibly creating an ad hoc committee for discussions related to sales tax for safety fire services and appointing 2 council members to the Ad Hoc committee. If I understand correctly, the idea is to try to get something ready to put onto the November ballot. Council directions on future agenda items is next, followed by adjournment. Now let's start looking at staff reports, starting with the one for the multi-jurisdictional housing element contract. I won't be reading everything, but feel free to pause to read at your leisure. Historically, in California, it is typical for each city or county to prepare and maintain its own separate general plan and housing element. However, staff from the cities of Merced, Atwater, Livingston, Gustine, Los Banos, Dos Palos, and the county of Merced embarked on the region's first multi-jurisdictional housing element for the 6th round of housing element updates. State housing element law mandates that housing elements be updated every 8 years. Additionally, a certified housing element is a key requirement to qualify for numerous state grants and funding. The primary objective of the multi-jurisdictional housing element is, through a regional effort, to prepare individual plans for each jurisdiction with both regional and local components addressing housing needs to be certified by the state. The statutory deadline for the region's 6th cycle housing element to be certified is February 18, 2024. The tasks included in the preliminary scope of the works are listed below. Pause to read at your leisure. Pause to read. It is anticipated that the housing element update effort will require that a number of private properties within the city be rezoned or upzoned to accommodate additional housing development and meet the city's regional housing needs allocation. At that time, the city will need to identify properties to accommodate approximately 900 new housing units. The cost will be additional and it is not covered under the contract with MCAG. The cost for the City of Livingston for their share of this update is $57,522. The city's share of costs will be paid for out of the General Plan Update Impact Fee Fund, Fund 2007. With the housing element due to the State Housing and Community Development Department by the end of this year for certification in February 2024, there is little time for the city to complete the work independently. The deadline to provide MCAG the signed resolution and agreement is September 1st, 2023. Now we're going to get into the fee waiver request. Here we have the first fee waiver request for the use of the Memorial Park stage and kitchen for an annual event that will be free and open to Livingston residents. If charged for the facility, the fee would be $50 for the park, $15 for electricity, and $115 for the kitchen. The total would be $180. The council has 3 options to consider: waive any and all fees, deny waiving the fees, or continue the item or provide alternative direction. Under fiscal impact, the Recreation Center facility rentals revenue line would not receive $180. This amount would then need to be made up from additional revenue in another revenue line or a cost savings from an expense line. Here we have part of the letter enclosed with the fee waiver request and the signatories to the letter. Now let's look at the next fee waiver request. The fee waiver request is for Alvarez Field and Memorial Park use for September 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2023. It's for the use of Alvarez Field and Memorial Park facilities on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The city has 3 options, same as the others, for this fee waiver request: waive any and all fees, deny waiving the fees, or continuing the item or provide alternative direction. The Recreation Center Facilities Rental line would not receive $1,656. Here is the organization chart for the group requesting the fee waiver. Next, we're moving on to the third fee waiver request. This is a fee waiver for the Odie Ortiz soccer field use for September 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2023. And this would be for the use of Odie Ortiz soccer field for games on Sundays from August 27th through the last Sunday in November for youth soccer games. The organization will mark the fields and provide their own nets. The organization will open, close, and clean up. If charged for the facility, the fee would be 9 hours per week at $23 per hour for 12 weeks for a total of $2,634. The council, again, has three options: waive any and all fees, deny waiving the fees, or continue the item. If fees are waived, the Recreation Center Facility Rentals revenue line would not receive $2,484. And here are the signatories to the fee waiver request. Moving on to the appointment of 2 City Council members to attend the Merced County Multijurisdictional Housing Element Update Community Workshop scheduled for Tuesday, August 29th. Moving on to the appointment of 2 City Council members to attend the Merced County Multijurisdictional Housing Element Update Community Workshop scheduled for Tuesday, August 29th. Recommends that the City Council appoint 2 of its members to attend the Merced County Multijurisdictional Housing Element Update Community Workshop scheduled for August 29th, 2023 from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Council Chambers. The city contracted with the Merced County Associations of Governments to prepare the city's housing element update for the next cycle, which is due to the state in February 2024. MCAG staff has scheduled a community workshop to review the city's housing element update efforts with the community. The City Council is invited to participate in the community workshop. However, to avoid any potential Brown Act violations, only 2 council members should be appointed to attend and provide input at the community workshop. Next, the CMAQ application submission for the 2023 call for projects. Staff recommends council hold discussion and provide direction to submit the presented Sidewalk infill project to MCAG to compete for CMAQ funding. The CMAQ's program's primary goals are to improve air quality and reduce congestion. CMAQ funding is used to fund transportation projects that will contribute to the attainment or maintenance of the national ambient air quality standards for ozone and particulate matter. The proposed project is summarized below. The project consists of constructing new sidewalks and curb cut ramps at 2 locations within the city of Livingston that currently have no sidewalk. The preliminary total estimated project cost is $620,000. All CMAQ funded projects require a local match of 11.47%. These local matching funds can be committed from the city's local Measure V allocation, SB1 allocation, or use other available local funds should the city receive funding for the submitted application. Upon receipt of funding, the city would need to budget for the local match expenditures. The items in red on these maps show where those new sidewalks would go. Wrapping up with the possibility of creating an ad hoc committee for discussions related to a sales tax for safety and fire services and appointing 2 councilpersons to the committee. On August 7th, 2023, Mayor Pro Tem Samra suggested an item be put on the August 15th, 2023 agenda to discuss possibly creating an ad hoc committee for discussions related to sales tax for safety fire services. Photo credit. If you like what I do here, please follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And remember, editorial content is my own as a long-term resident of Livingston and does not represent the views and opinions of the City Council or the City of Livingston itself, and does not hold itself out to be any kind of legal advice.